The song beyond the stars. The ship Solace's wake moved through the dark like a living prayer. Its engines whispered, light trailing behind it like threads of dawn. Inside, Captain Arlen Vance stood before the observation window, watching the cosmos stretch endlessly ahead. Beside him stood High Seer Orin Calith, her pale blue eyes fixed on the same infinite distance. This course, she murmured, leads beyond mapped space. Are you certain this is where your ancestors' final beacon pointed? Arlen nodded slowly. It's faint, but yes. The coordinates are encoded in his last transmission. It was meant to activate only if someone matching his genetic signature returned. Orin's voice softened, almost reverent. Then the call was meant for you. He looked at her, this being of silver flesh and calm poise, and for the first time, he felt something beyond curiosity or command. He felt belonging. Days passed. The further they traveled, the quieter the stars seemed to become. Sensors began to detect strange resonances, harmonic frequencies pulsing from space, almost like music carried by the void. Lieutenant Terra reported, it's not radiation. It's structured sound. Repeating intervals. Almost like a song, Orin finished. The crew gathered in the chamber as the frequencies were translated into a range of audible sounds. The sound that filled the room was unlike anything human or Vayari had ever heard, not mechanical, not natural. It was a chorus, woven of voices too vast to be mortal, layered in languages neither species could define yet instinctively understood. The message was not words. It was remembrance. Orin's eyes shimmered. This is no machine signal. It is an intention. A memory sung by the stars themselves. The coordinates led them to a vast emptiness, a black void where even starlight seemed to bend. Away. But when Solace's wake entered its threshold, space unfolded like a veil torn open. Before them appeared an impossible sight, a field of light stretching for millions of kilometers, drifting structures like cathedrals made of glass and fire, orbiting around a radiant sphere that pulsed like a heartbeat. The readings were paradoxical, infinite energy, yet gentle, immeasurable distance, yet intimate proximity. It's a Dyson structure, Terra whispered, but, singing. Arlen whispered, no. It's not a machine. It's alive. And then, a voice spoke. Not from speakers, not from instruments, but directly into their minds. You remember us. The sound was warmth, sorrow, and joy entwined. Orin fell to her knees, trembling. Arlen steadied her, but his own vision blurred. Long ago, your kind touched the light. We sang to you. You called us angels. The ship's lights dimmed as holographic forms began to appear, figures of shimmering gold and blue, neither solid nor spectral. They took on countless shapes, wings, orbits, tides, symphonies of being. Arlen's voice cracked. You were real. We were what you needed us to be. Your ancestors carried our spark into flesh, and when you forgot, your faith remembered for you. Orin lifted her head, tears gliding down her luminous skin. Then, the starborn legend, Elias Vance. He heard our song. He answered it. Images filled the chamber, Elias Vance on a dying battlefield, his armor cracked, light descending around him. But the light did not come to save him, it became him. The entities merged with his dying will, birthing the first bond between humanity and what lay beyond comprehension. Orin whispered, he became the bridge. As shall you. Arlen felt warmth pierce his chest, not pain, but illumination. He saw Orin's hand reach for his, and in that moment, the being's light passed through both of them. He felt everything, humanity's grief, the Vayari's devotion, and something deeper, the universe remembering itself through living eyes. When the light faded, Solace's wake floated silently in orbit of the living sphere. No longer empty, the void was now a garden of radiant nebulae. The harmonic field resonated through both species' DNA, altering them slightly, harmonizing them. Orin looked at her hands. We carry their song now. Arlen nodded, voice trembling. It's in us. In all of us. Carry it home, the voices whispered one last time. Not as worship. As remembrance. And then the sphere folded upon itself, vanishing into the dark. Only the echo of its song remained, faint, but eternal. Months later, the ship returned to Vaer. The people gathered beneath the twin moons as the transmission played, the song beyond the stars. Its harmonies resonated through every living thing, mountains shimmered, oceans stilled, and children cried without knowing why. The Vaeri Council declared a new epoch, the era of union. Humanity, too, broadcast the signal across the Terran colonies, the first truly shared prayer between species. Orin stood beside Arlen on the same balcony where they had once watched the moons rise in silence. Do you think they'll return? She asked. He looked up, smiling faintly. They never left. They're in us now. She turned her gaze to the stars, and for an instant, one of them pulsed softly, almost like an answering heartbeat. Generations passed. Human and Vaeri children learned not just the names of constellations, but the melody each carried, songs mapped from the ancient frequencies. Their ships sang to one another as they traveled, weaving harmony through the void. And in time, when a new explorer stood once more at the edge of the galaxy and asked, "Who are we?" the stars themselves replied, in a voice that was both human and divine. You are the bridge between the silence and the song.